There was a horrific injury on last night's episode of Raw. Plus, we had some returns from absent WWE stars. And was a new member of the Judgement Day revealed last night on Raw. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. So the news from Raw started before Raw began. It was WWE breaking their own news just a couple of hours before the show went to air.
Yeah, we're looking at the car park. We're seeing a lady walk through the car park with a suitcase. You know how they do when they arrive at the arena with the suitcases.
I know what those ladies do with suitcases. Putting stuff in it, are you?
Yeah.
Making it easy to carry many items on a longer distance. Yeah, I get you.
Well, learn what a suitcase is today, everybody. The things we do here at Cultaholic Wrestling. Anyway, Kairi Sane, of course, her return was spoiled by the company she works for. Why could we not have had a surprise during the show, Tom?
Chances are that, and a few people are going, oh, why have you spoiled your own thing? Like, I reckon somebody would have picked up that she was there. If it wasn't Sean Feifel from RossSapp.com, it would have been PW Inside. It would have been The Observer. It would have been somebody that would have spoiled it. So I guess WWE, just for a change, thought, you know what? We're going to spoil our own surprise tonight. That's what we're going to do.
And no doubt they'll brag about the 17 million social impression hits that it did on the reveal video of Kairi Sane being at the arena.
Exactly. Why not just, make all the money yourself? Do it that way. And now, it's been a while since we've seen Kairi Sane. Up until last night, she'd been away since December, suffering an injury. An impending return was teased on her Twitter last week when she shared the Pirate in the Bank briefcase.
Now, it's funny she does it at this time of year because there are Money in the Bank qualifying matches happening around about now. And the Pirate in the Bank would tell me that she wants to be involved in that ladder match.
And she was indeed involved in the... Oh, can't do that for the whole video. I'll be sick. She was involved in a qualifier for the Money in the Bank last night. It was Kairi Sane versus Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark. Now, it was during Kairi Sane's return match, this triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier, that quite a horrific injury occurred to Zoe Stark.
Yeah, she goes for the sort of slingshot off the top rope, boingy drop kick, but it's like a super kick, but mid-X. It's like she goes with one leg, doesn't she? And the other leg lands. But then when that leg lands, it just sort of bends the wrong way inwards. Absolutely gruesome sight to see. Obviously, hoping she's all right in the best possible terms. But horrible injury to see.
Absolutely, her leg and knee buckled underneath her as she went down. And the match immediately came to a halt. We had WWE's medical team getting into the ring to check on her. They attempted to sort of carry her out, to help her, support her as she walked out. But when it became apparent that she couldn't put anything on that leg, she was physically lifted up and carried out of the arena. And the match carried on with just Rhea Ripley and Kairi Sane. And Ripley picked up the win from there. I do wonder whether Zoe was in that match to take the loss. For Kairi, obviously Kairi's first night back, Rhea's winning the match and she's on a tear. So I wonder whether Zoe Stark was going to be the one that took the pinfall in that one. Consequently unable to because of this horrific injury. Love from across the wrestling world for Zoe Stark, Bayley, Natalya, AEW's Thunder Rosa. Just three of the names of many that were sending love to Zoe, as we do here at Cultaholic as well. It looked really awful, and full and speedy recovery for Zoe Stark, please.
Yeah, it's just mental, isn't it? Because I've no doubt she's done that move 50 times over the last however many months on live events and all that kind of stuff, and obviously the one time on TV goes a little bit wrong.
It does indeed. Roxanne Perez had a busy night last night on Raw. Months of unofficial appearances have led to this. She officially signed on the dotted line with Adam Pearce, and she is a member of the Raw roster.
Yeah, this is after Julia was revealed to be a SmackDown roster member on Friday. Their allegiance on the main roster has gone a little bit nowhere. It's a little bit not commonplace in this modern Triple H time, is it, Tom, where it feels like things go somewhere and they just go bleh, with no warning like this tag team.
But there was a slight warning in the sense that last week we had that little segment backstage where Roxanne was like, we need to get our stuff together. And Julie was like, there is no we.
Oh.
So they did that very briefly last week, and you'd be forgiven for missing it. So at least they did something that kind of addressed that, oh yeah, they're not a team anymore. So Julia's going to do her thing on SmackDown, Roxanne Perez doing her thing on Raw. She later went on to compete in a Money in the Bank qualifying match against Natalya and Becky Lynch, and that match included another return to the WWE main roster as well.
Lyra Valkyria, pal, in the words of Matthew on the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast. Yeah, she's making a big returns for the first time since Backlash to attack the lady who attacked her after she beat her at the Backlash.
That was, so the finish. So we saw, we saw it looked like Becky was going for something. Then here comes Lyra Valkyria, pulls her out of the ring. They end up scrapping. Becky pushes her away, gets back into the ring, only looking like she's about to succumb to the a sharpshooter, and Lara pulls her out of the ring and I ain't finished with you. To which then, in the confusion, Roxanne Perez hits pop rocks on Natalya, which was a really lovely finish. I'm sad to see Natalya getting a pin on Raw after we've seen her absolutely shine in her other identity as phenomenal indie badass in NWA and in Bloodsport.
She can't swear, Tom, on Raw. That's the difference maker. If she can go, that means she's going to kick someone's head in. If she can't go, she's going to lose.
I really like. I saw what she did at the Crockett Cup, and I like that version of Natalya. I like Natty Neidhart.
I saw her shoot fighting a real fan from the front row. She hit him in the face.
That was a plant, wasn't
No,
it? That was a
Roberts.
Robert.
It was a real fan.
Definitely a Robert.
She's such a badass.
She is. But she took the pin in this one, and but then Roxanne's night wasn't over. It was also in amongst all of this that she was touted as a potential new member of the Judgment Day.
So for now, on this Tuesday, May the 20th, is it? My goodness,
It's
it's the
the
day
20th.
after May 19th. Up the wrestler cane with the bald head and the mask and the. But yes, on May the 20th, she's officially not a full member of the Judgment Day, but Finn Balor's just having to come around to help the lads and lasses out. She made this was clear in the backstage segment where Finn brings Roxanne into the clubhouse. They're like, "What's she doing here? We need to ask Liv Morgan's permission and make sure everything's all right with it." And then Roxanne's like, "Don't worry, I'm just here for a little bit. I've got gifts for you." She gives Carlito an apple in a bag, a lovely gift bag, but gives Dom some chicken nuggets.
She gives him some tendies.
Yes.
Now that is gonna upset Liv Morgan. Like no one gives her boyfriend tendies other than her.
I would argue, though, if I was Dom, I'd be upset with the shape of these alleged tendies because it's definitely a nugget shape. And if I was a chicken tendy slut, I'd be looking for a long boy, not a little circular number like she presented.
They did look more like chicken nuggets
This is what I
than
mean.
chicken tendies.
It's the little wings in professional wrestling. AJ Styles has often told us here at Cultaholic Wrestling all the most important things. Now I think the difference between a tendy and a nugget shows that Roxanne's full heart is not in the Judgment Day currently.
Yeah, because you'd be really committed to what the fundamental difference between a nugget and a tendy. And I'm glad it's you and I on the news today because this is a subject that's very close to our hearts.
Yeah.
Like a nugget and a tendy, they're very different things, different constitution of chicken in them, different size of them as well.
It's the texture of the batter on the outside. I would argue a chicken nugget is softer than a chicken tendy. He
tendies
wants
are-
that crunch. He does that Dom. He loves that crunch.
Yeah, you definitely get a bit more crunchy in a tendy than you get. It's quite softy on a nugget, you know. So you get that. Would you think that Roxanne could have potentially really upset the apple cart, pun intended, by offering him turkey dinosaurs?
Oh my God. Could you imagine the scenes? She would have those thrown back in her face quicker than you can say Liv Morgan.
I don't know. Maybe he might have gone, you know what? Having tried them, I think Bernard Matthews is onto something.
A whole new world.
A whole new world it could have been. Yeah, so she's not an official member yet, but Finn Balor is sort of answering the call of like, hey, we need some new blood in the group. So it might be the case that we see Roxanne try and weasel her way into the group and Liv Morgan get quite upset with that because, you know, Liv Morgan weaseled her way into Dom's life and now someone else is trying to weasel their way into what she's doing.
We've been on the slow split of the Judgment Day for months at this point. This is just another chapter which is making them come a bit more apart at the seams than they were before.
Why don't they just live, laugh, love like our truth told them to? Seriously. Are you holding giving today?
4 p.m. BST on the Hold and Give YouTube channel. Go to the bottom of the homepage on this YouTube channel. It's the yellow circle or type it in your search bar. You know how to find these things. We are now Liverpool manager. I've left Sunderland, Tom, because they weren't giving me transfer funds to spend money. So I've applied for the Liverpool job. And because I'm brilliant, I've got the Liverpool job.
I think in a week where we've seen Gary Lineker leave the BBC, there needs to be some stability in the football world until Ian Rush takes his place. And I think it's going to be you doing Hold and Give later on today.
Ian Rush of all people.
I've heard a rumour. I've heard a few rumours. My brother Mick is on the down low. It's either Ian Rush or Mick McCarthy.
Mick McCarthy.
Potentially Dean Windass.
Oh, he can.
He certainly can.
Oh, it can. Mick McCarthy.
For the very latest wrestling, football, or chicken tendy news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com for the 1/3 of that, not 2/3 of that. Stay safe.
Goodbye.